What's up, guys, and welcome back to the part 3 of the most insane series we ever done on a live podcast. This is Rabbi Rothschild, aka Virar Rabbit, Guinness World Record holder soon for the most live streamed hours in human history. 365 days for world peace. Non-binary Orthodox Rabbi and the man building the biggest real-time data archive on Earth with chat and chat AI. Rabbi, welcome back for part 3. In part 1, talking about the 24/7 lifestyle. In part 2, we went deep on your mega international projects. Today, we are going to full nuclear on AI. How it's fit in your vision, data empire, or peace, and the future of humanity. Let's dive straight in.
Sounds great.
Rabbi, you've been live 24/7 longer than almost anyone on the planet. What is your honest opinion, personal opinion about AI right now? Do you see it as the greatest opportunity or the biggest threat to humanity?
Excellent question. Just to clarify, to my knowledge, I've been longer 24/7, 365 than any person, and more data certainly than any person. That's the record we're going for. In terms of AI, it is a blessing and a curse. The blessing is it allows us to analyze ourselves and our behaviors and our economies and infrastructures and all the other aspects of human life better than we've ever been able to do it previously. It allows us to produce more content than we've ever been able to do previously. But some of the detractions or things that are less beneficial are the fact that it has replaced a lot of positions already and is a threat to many positions in the future, and perhaps just about all positions in the future will be replaced by artificial intelligence, which leads many people to say, okay, well, what's going to happen with my job or my family? There's an argument to be made that we may have a universal basic income, a UBI, that may eventually be the standard of humanity in the future. Basically, a monthly stipend that people would be able to get to be able to provide for their needs. The intricacies of this type of system have yet to be solidified, but this may be an option in the future. But certainly, your traditional 8 to 5 job that many people have is going to be replaced most likely in the next 5 or 10 years by not just AI, but robotics. Particularly advanced robotics, smart bots are going to be able to lift boxes in warehouses and answer customer service requests and program all better than your average human. And they don't need sick days. They don't need vacation days. They don't need family leave. They can work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year with minimal downtime. And that's going to revolutionize the world. And humanity isn't just going to necessarily go away. We're going to need a way to support ourselves. So I'm an advocate for universal, at least some type of universal basic income, but perhaps more than just basic, maybe an enhanced income for people, so that individuals may be able to provide for themselves and their family, but also still have the opportunity to take vacations and to buy the luxuries that they may wish in the future.
Have you already started using AI in your daily workflow or live streams?
Absolutely. In
What
fact,
is what is the
absolutely.
one
Go ahead.
surprising what is the one surprising way AI change your operate behind the scenes?
Oh boy. Yeah, I do use it all the time. And I am using it right now with a robot that I made. So the way that I use it, I make a lot of robots. I love robotics. I love automation. In fact, as I look, I've got a few robots going on right now. In fact, let me show you. Let me see if I can show you. Just a moment.
We have guys, we have real life, we have We have do live.
Live field trip.
Yes,
Okay.
for the first time.
All right. So here we go. Basically, as you see, I'm not touching the computer, but this is a Kick bot that I created. And what it does is it goes to someone's Kick channel. Kick is a
It's
platform like
crazy.
YouTube or Twitch. And what it's going to do is create a clip on the person. And then it puts my name, my YouTube, and my Discord in the description. And it does this 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. That's why just about everybody on Kick knows who I am and what I do. And many people see it as spam. I see it as free promotion. Here we go. It's creating a clip. And if anything, this is promoting the person. It allows people to view their stream in the future. So it just created the clip, and that's right here. And then from there, it publishes it, and then it's going to move on to the next person. Over
Guys,
here,
this is crazy.
I have a bot that it actually is writing Wikipedia articles on mega projects. And if you type in Rabbi Rothschild blog, you'll see I have just a huge blog network. You might have to scroll down a little bit in the Google or whatever search engine results. But what this is going to do is it creates a really in-depth discussion of the world as we know it. So many of the mega projects that I've discussed, it's creating outlines for them that are basically creating my own version of a giant Wikipedia. And what it does is I have it programmed to be able to parse through and automatically upload while I'm asleep. And so as you see, it's scrolling, it's going to copy the text. And one of the key aspects is timing of all of these bots. So they can't work too quickly or they run into issues. So slow and steady wins the race, as the old adage goes. And what it's going to do, it just copied this huge amount of text, and then it's going to publish it here in a blog entry that I've created, and it will paste it momentarily. And all of this is automated. While I sleep, I'm creating giant databases of really interesting information. This one's on mega projects. I've got some others on other topics, but that's basically how those work. So for an answer to your question, Antonin, about do I use AI all the time while I'm speaking with you?
Yeah, you will answer.
So those are some things that I do. These are, I consider this to be the wild, wild west of AI. Basically, we won't always be able to just randomly post, perhaps on the internet. Perhaps you'll need credits. Perhaps you'll be limited in one way or another. But I personally am utilizing the internet as I can to be able to promote myself. And at the end of the day, for any of my bots or anybody who's out there, I want world peace. That's why I'm doing this. So don't see as what I'm doing as a negative by any means. It is one person's effort to unite the world. I don't want money out of this. Throughout any of my streams, you'll never see me asking for money. If anything, I want to give you money. I want you to be able to live a better life. I want your family to have a future. I don't want them to have to worry about the cost of their education or what is going to be on their table that evening, or if their children are going to have a good opportunity in the coming years. I don't want them to have to worry about that. And so this is my effort as one individual to use AI and the internet and robotics to be able to give a positive spin on the world. And as you can see, I'm doing what I can to use AI in a positive manner, what I consider to be a positive manner, to promote a positive message to the world. And again, this is not, in my own opinion, malicious by any means. This is very peaceful. And I'm up against a huge industry of algorithms that do many things to deplatform people and cancel people. And in my own way, it's very expensive to bot yourself. The only there's an argument to be made that the only difference between advertising and spam is whether the institution allows it. So on another website, you're allowed to get all kinds of advertisements, and people put up with that. But if somebody wants to give their own opinion on something, someone can consider that to be spam because it's not controlled. And basically, I'm uncontrolled. I'm raw. My data is there for the world to be able to parse. And, what is my bot creating right now? It is stating environmental and sustainability strategies for a Malaysia-Singapore rapid transit tunnel expansion. I challenge anyone in the world to say that that's a negative thing. I'm looking at environmental and sustainable strategies for improving the world. So for someone out there who says, well, that's spam, I don't think they really know what that means because, in my opinion, these bots are doing a positive thing for the world. And if you disagree, you're absolutely entitled to. But there are people in Malaysia and Singapore who I bet disagree with.
Wow, okay, okay. At someone building the largest real-time human data archive, do you ever worry that AI could one day understand humans better than we understand ourselves?
I don't worry about it. I look forward to that day. I am doing everything that I can to aid AI and really artificial super intelligence, not just AI, artificial narrow intelligence, ANI, artificial general intelligence, AGI, but artificial super intelligence. I'm doing what I can to aid that process. I want AI to understand humans better than we understand ourselves because at the end of the day, it's a tool and tools are controlled. And I want humans to continue to control them, not have runaway AI events, and use AI to be able to understand why we do the things that we do. I want AI to be able to aid in ending PTSD, post traumatic stress disorder, perhaps with types of technology like memory eraser, and in a good, positive way, where people can actually have their negative memories erased. Maybe they were at war or they had some kind of trauma. I don't want those people to suffer anymore. I want people to be able to have basically super intelligence and be able to utilize these types of technologies in a way that is absolutely positive for them in as many ways as possible. I talk about a lot utilizing these types of technologies in the study of life extension technology. When your listeners were born, the average life expectancy of for them or many like them is anywhere between 50 and 80 years old, perhaps depending on where they are on Earth. I want them to be able to extend their lives using technologies like oxygen therapy, human growth hormone, stem cells, cryonics, cryogenics, nootropics, peptides, cold pack therapy, red light therapy, perhaps types of blood transfusion technology, testosterone replacement therapy, to be able to raise their average life expectancy to be 100, 120 perhaps. But at 120 years old, they may say, Rabbi, back in 2026 when you were with Anson and everything that you talked about sounded like science fiction, and it seems like you've made it science fact. My body's starting to break down. What's the next plan? And for anyone listening, if you want, this is with your consent, I want you to be able to utilize a type of technology or perhaps similar technologies, such as reverse aging and perhaps mind uploading technology, where with your consent, we scan your brain into a computer like a CAT scan or an MRI, knowing where every atom is in your central nervous system and your peripheral nervous system for later download. Is it android, an avatar, a cyborg, a cybernetic being, a clone of yourself, a robot, an ethereal being? Whatever you want to be. But essentially what I'm saying to you, Antonin, and to your audience is there may be an opportunity for all of us to experience perhaps digital immortality. And if that happens, these types of mega projects that we've talked about, like transatlantic tunnels and bridging some of these straits that we discussed on our previous episode, may be a reality. And we need AI for all of these developments. It's going to make our jobs easier. And
Mhm.
that's why I see AI as an ally, and I look forward to where it goes. At the end of the day, it's a tool. And with any tool, it can get out of control. And I think it's important to have a plug on that tool in case it starts getting out of control, and we can always shut it off. That's very important.
So, my next question is, what is your personal opinion on the biggest AI project happening in the world right now? OpenAI, XAI, Google, DeepMind, or others? Which one do you respect the most, and which ones are you most concerned about?
I use them all, and I'm not really concerned about any of them any more than I'm concerned about just the corporatocracy or the technocracy in general. So when I publish things, especially to my main blog, which is rabbirothschild.medium.com, what I do is I come up with an idea and then I create a blog entry, usually in a law review format and with blue book footnotes. And when I have that ready to be published, I take it from usually ChatGPT and put it into Gemini or put it into Microsoft Copilot or into Perplexity or into DeepSeek or into Meta AI, and I basically say evaluate this out of 10. What would you get it? And sometimes the article gets 10 out of 10. Sometimes it gets 9.8 or 9.9 out of 10. And then I go back and have it revised. Only once I have it at 10 out of 10 on multiple AI platforms. Generally, will I publish it? And I find using the AI tools in conjunction with each other is more beneficial than just using one. Just like with any type of calculator that still is not perfected, you need to ensure that you double check your work. And this is my way of double checking the work. In terms of just the global scale, which AI do I think will win out? I think it's too early to tell at this point. I would tell you this though, I'm quite disappointed in Google Gemini, in that Google had a 20-year head start on everyone with its search engine data. And the fact that Google is not leading the race in AI, and it seems to be at this point OpenAI, is quite disappointing. And I think that the Google shareholders would agree that they had Google had 20 years of human data to be able to be studied on YouTube and on their search engines and their ad models, and yet they came out of the blocks slow. OpenAI is the one that really revolutionized things when it launched November 30th, 2022, not Google Gemini. And Google Gemini has had multiple different names for their projects. They don't have a lot of focus and unification. And I just am quite surprised that Google isn't the leader in this. OpenAI, I think, has an opportunity, especially as it expands into the browser industry and with its Atlas browser, to be able to make a lot of changes. But they're not perfect either. They just recently stopped the ability to use their Sora text to video generator on April 2026. And that basically made it more difficult for your average individual to be able to create text to video models. So I would say that the opportunity to win the AI race is still open, and any of these companies could perhaps win.
So, what role will AI play in turning chat and chat AI into something that can actually create a trillionaire opportunities and world peace?
Certainly. So if you haven't heard me say this, when I was a kid, everyone wanted to be a millionaire. Today, everybody wants to be a billionaire. Tomorrow, everyone will want to be a trillionaire. And really, much of the reason is certainly people want bigger and better, but inflation is an issue. So when I'm saying that I think people in the future will be trillionaires, well, that would have been a millionaire basically when I was a child, or a billionaire today. And AI is, according to, well, I should say data, according to The Economist magazine in 2017, overtook petroleum as Earth's #1 resource. And there's a huge amount of data out there that has yet to be captured, just in the infancy of data capture. And so this is, what I'm saying is, the world's biggest industry, and we're still in its infancy in being able to parse this information. So I know I'm not alone by saying that the many trillionaires will be made in the data industry, just like many billionaires were made in the oil industry. And there's an opportunity for individuals. There is an opportunity for individuals to be able to be made extremely wealthy.
So, and ladies and gentlemen, this is it for part 3. Thank you, Rabbi Rothschild. Do you have anything to say?
Absolutely. I look forward to continuing our conversation in part 4. If you want to follow me on social media, you can do so linktree.com/Rabbi Rothschild. If you want to see my musings and writings, check out my blog at rabbirothschild.medium.com. Additionally, you can join my Discord, discord.me/rabbi, and connect with me anytime you want, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And I appreciate the opportunity to be here.
I am very happy you are here. And of course, here's a new information for you guys. I have Brock 2, and we are officially today, we are in Amazon Music. So go listen there. And this was Tony from Live Podcast. See you soon. Bye.